Hello and welcome everyone. I'm the Upper Down, aka Tud, and today we're going to be playing some Dark Souls 2. Alright, well let's go ahead and pick up where we left off here. I believe we had just finished fighting, yes, the Flexile Sentry, and unlocked the first bonfire at the Lost Bastille. If you've watched any of the previous episodes, you may have seen me already in this location at the other end. That unfortunately was a soft lock because we were not able to unlock the doorway at the time to get to this side of the wall down there. But now we are on this side. We have our little friend here, the White Knight. I could fight him, but he's non-hostile, so let's just avoid him for now. Go ahead and proceed down the ladder here. There is an ambush out here, so do be cautious of that. We go ahead and lure our friend here into the doorway and take him out. Go ahead and power stance our daggers here so we can use them both at once. We have another four-legged friend. Oh, very fortunate that he missed. That attack hurts. Takes quite a few hits to take him down. We got a Twilight Herb out of it, and an Alluring Skull from the corpse here. Nothing up on that side. Now, the natural progression would have you go this way, through this opening here, and unlock the gate. I'm going to explore around a little bit before we do that. A chest here. Let's go ahead and open it up, see what's in it. We have an Estus Flask Shard and a large Titanite Shard. Before we advance to the boss of this zone, I'm definitely going to pay a visit to the Emerald Herald so we can upgrade our Estus Flask a bit more. If you happen to find yourself in need of human effigies to restore your health bar, these enemies here are actually one of the best ways to farm them. There are quite a few of them here. There are two over there. There are three over on this side in the original version. In the updated version, there are two over there, two over here, two on the other side of this opening, and one on the other side of the wall as well. So it is one of the best opportunities, especially early on, to get access to human effigies. They only have three items in their item pool, the human effigy and two items to give you souls. So there's really no downside to spending your time farming them. Definitely recommend some item discovery though. If you're coming in from this side, you do have to be quick because this enemy's tendency is to destroy that barrel. Unfortunately, we have two enemies now to contend with here. Make that three. I did not have enough time. Well, that's okay. We've opened up the doorway and we have lit the bonfire at the beginning, so it won't be too far of a trek to get back. I'm going to hold off on using my human effigy to restore my health until we've unlocked the next bonfire available here. Shortcut, we can actually go down from this angle and take out the big guy first if we wanted to. Oof, the downward swing hurts. Like most big enemies in the game, you can simply circle strafe to avoid any real damage. The only challenging part, once you open that doorway, you do have more enemies to contend with at once. So do be cautious not to simply run through. Ah, the wall got in the way. Go ahead and get some healing started here. Alright, sitting at about half health, I'm going to pop another life gem before we go up the stairs. Alright, you're going to go ahead and sprint up here and lure him backwards if possible. See how far back we can go without stopping. Alright. Ooh, they sure do hit hard. One little trick I like to do is to lure them across the platform here and then simply exit. They often will fail to come off of there easily and fall to their death. But it doesn't look like we'll get so lucky this time around. Let's go ahead and push the barrel down. This will at least start the process of opening that doorway there. Fantastic. And now we can simply reset them. Alright, let's go ahead and meet our next NPC.
Oh, why can't they all be this easy? We've got a wild one here. Shape up. Shape up, I say. Oh, that's it, yes. That's the way. Dear flame, how brightly you burn. I ought to fetch a new ember. Flame, dear flame.
Alright. This nice gentleman here will allow us to smith and buy items from him as well, but only once we have moved him over to his proper location and given him the item that he requires for smithing. So for now, we do not possess that item. Depending on which version of the game you are playing, you will either get that from this location or from a later location that we have not yet unlocked. Now, in this version of the game, unfortunately, I will have to wait in order to imbue my weapons and upgrade them from this gentleman. See what's in the chest he was sitting on. Craftsman Hammer and Twinkling Titanite. Twinkling Titanite is a special upgrade material used for upgrading armor that you can purchase from vendors, from boss souls, and also special named items that you can find in the world. Oh, right. Forgot. Since we opened the gate, he was aggroed much easier than normal. Nothing too much to worry about now. We can fight this spear bro here rather easily now. Simply lowering him down the steps. His wide swings can't hit me because of the staircase, so only really one attack to worry about. And it's that overhand attack that he's doing. Another big spear bro. Careful of the barrels here. His spear can actually ignite them, as well as his flame attack that he does. We haven't seen it yet, but he will throw fireballs at us occasionally. It is one of his random attacks. And all that fire damage, he only took about 30% of his health in damage. They are very tanky. Alright, let's go ahead and cross over here. Do be careful opening this door. There is quite the list of enemies on the other side of it. I think there may be 8 of them in total. Always good to pull slowly. Nice thing about daggers is they move fast enough that you can stun pretty much any enemy with low enough poise. The only problem is when the wall gets in the way. Oop. Took the full brunt of that strike. Took one out. See a lot of bloodstains in here. There's a lot of people that have died trying to clear this room out, especially recently. Ran out of stamina. See what we get here. Royal Swordsman armor. Now their default is to turn around and run away, so you can actually pull them one at a time here. Until the other one decides to come back up the stairs, I suppose. Ooh, a charging attack. Don't see that one very often. Alright, we've cleared this floor. Let's go ahead and clear out the cells here. There's one here on the right-hand side with a Radiant Life Gem, two of them actually. And there's also the staircase here or ladder I should say, that the enemies were attempting to go down initially. On one of the corpses down here we have Soul of a Proud Knight and a human effigy. Now in one of the two versions of the game, I believe it may be the updated version, there is actually one of these pots over in the corner here, and it does have an enemy in it, so do be careful if you're down exploring to keep an eye out for that. Alright, our daggers are worn a little thin here. We have 2 Estus Flask shards. Let's go ahead and pay a visit to the Emerald Herald here and have her upgrade our Estus Flask. I also have quite a few souls built up here that I have time to allocate. We'll have to take a look at our stats once I get back to town, see where it would be best to apply those. Back to the town with the best music. Majula.
Is that a shard you found? Here, let me see it, so that I may help you. To see light, to see hope, however faint it might be.
Go ahead and upgrade the Estus Flask here. We have 2 shards, so we do have to perform this action twice. Alright, let's look at our stats here. 45,000 souls to spend. It costs 4,000 per level up now. That does increase every time you level up. We have 12 in Vigor, which is our health pool. 10 in Endurance, which is our stamina. 9 in Vitality, which is our carrying capacity. 7 in Attunement, which is our casting speed and spell slots. 14 in Strength, which is combined with Dexterity, allows us to deal more damage depending on the weapon type we're using. We have Adaptability, which is primarily useful for agility, which allows us to roll and backstep faster. We have Intelligence and Faith, which combined deal with our magical damage types. So with our current strategy here, I'm thinking of putting some more points into Strength and Dexterity. definitely need some more endurance. Stamina was definitely a pain point. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and push our endurance up 5 points to 15. Push our strength up to 16, 2 points. And our dexterity up to 17, 2 points. Alright, now I do have in my inventory a couple of consumable items here. Fading Soul, 50. We have some more souls here. Let's go ahead and use all these up. Large Soul, 800. Soul of a Nameless Soldier, we have 6 of those. That will give us 4,800. Large Soul of a Nameless Soldier, good for 1,000 souls. 4 Souls of a Proud Knight, 8,000 souls. And 1 Large Soul of a Proud Knight. That is another 3,000. That puts us almost back at 20,000. We're now going to go ahead and take a look at the blacksmith here in town, see what we have the ability to upgrade.
You, stand back. This is dangerous work. The name's Lenigrast. Just a simple blacksmith. And you are? Another useless traveler. A man ought to labor with his feet planted firmly in the earth. Not roam around like you flirtatious vagabonds. Oh, what does it matter? Go on, show me what you've got. Your equipment. Let me have a look. But do it quick.
Okay, so let's first take a look at the items we can purchase. There are quite a few different items here. We have two-handed swords, we have rapiers, we have axes, maces, spears. He also sells arrows, if you're fancying the bow, as well as repair powder and titanite shards. Titanite shards are used to upgrade equipment. They come in a few different varieties. You have the basic titanite shard, you have the large titanite shard, you have the titanite chunk, and the titanite slab. As you level up your items through upgrades with the titanite, you will have to move through the varying types. It starts out requiring 1, then 2, then 3 of each type, until you get to titanite slab, in which case it will only require 1 of those. Let's go ahead and upgrade our daggers here. I want to get those up to +3. We have not enough titanite to push anything else to +3 yet, so let's go ahead and buy some here. He still has 6 available. I will be purchasing those at some point. Let's go ahead and upgrade our short sword here. Get it to +3. Now, instead of upgrading the hand axe, I'm actually going to level up one more time to get my strength to 18, so we can equip the bandit axe.
I'll be around if you make it back.
Bearer of the curse, seek souls, larger, more powerful souls. Seek the king. That is the only way. Lest this land swallow you whole, as it has so many others.
Right, well, let's go ahead and see about putting some points into strength. We are just shy of the 18 required. It looks like maybe 1 or 2 more enemy kills to achieve that. Definitely worth doing that, though. We could pop one of the boss souls. I do like to hold on to them, though, just in case I find an item or an armor that requires one of their souls. You can also purchase certain magics as well. Alright, well, let's go ahead and farm up a few enemies for souls here. And now, instead of 5 hits to kill, we only need 3 or 4. Now, if we want to power stance the axe, we will have to get our strength up a little bit more. I believe it's 27 for the bandit axe to be power stanced. But first things first, we have to unlock the ability to use it. So let's go back to town here and get that level we need.
Bearer seeks less.
Alright. Now we should be ready. Let's go ahead and give the boss of the area a try. I don't anticipate getting this on the first try. It is a rather challenging fight. Especially when you're not using a shield. The fire barrel has respawned, so we do have to be careful here. He can blow himself up, as well as us with him. Oh, he caught me with that. Twilight herb from him. Twilight herbs are used to regain spell uses. One more dog to defeat here. I tried to roll, but wasn't fast enough on the button. Alright. Across the broken pillar we go. We will have to defeat the Royal Swordsman again. Two down. Oh, he started his attack rotation before I started mine. Alright, 2 more in here that will charge out immediately. Now you can sort of make it easier on yourself if you can get them to attack the barrel in their room. Oh, the stab does not cause stagger. Oops, did not mean to do that, but that's fine. Use the opportunity to heal before we reopen the door. Alright, and the last 2 enemies here. See if I can get one of them to blow up the barrels. Yes, I can. We will have to stop back at the shop in town to get more life gems at some point. Let's go ahead and get our full health bar back. Alright, and let's give this a try. We start out fighting the first of the 3 bosses here. And he hits like a truck. Fighting these bosses without a shield equipped means you essentially can't make too many mistakes. Just really have to get used to their attack rotations. Oh, didn't roll in time. Go ahead and take the opportunity to heal up a little bit. He will leap back up here. I unfortunately leaped off, which does initiate the other 2. I will have to fight all 3 at once now. Alright. I had to take a hit for it, but we did remove the 3rd enemy from the fight. Ooh. Rolling at just the right time knocked away his shield. Alright, now it's just a matter of kiting them into attacking. And avoiding getting hit while they do it. Oof, didn't see the other one swing. Oof. With a limited stamina bar to work with and a rather small health pool, I didn't anticipate really being able to beat them on the first try. But it was definitely worth the attempt. Let's go ahead and switch it up here. have any special items in our inventory at the moment? No, it does not look like we do. Okay. I'm going to go back to the previous zone to gather a little bit. Definitely going to need the souls for more life gems now. We are dealing quite a bit more damage to the enemies in this area. And taking quite a bit less. Foot soldier's sword and hollow infantry boots. Let's head on up the stairs here and take out the Viking at the top. You may have noticed the symbol directly below my stamina bar here. It is a symbol with a red slash through it. That is an indication that there are no invasions allowed from other players in this zone at the time. Someone must have used an item to prevent that. I would love to have one of the knives that they use. They are slightly better daggers than what I currently have access to. We got ourselves a throwing knife. Another one. Nice backstab there for 774 damage. We got ourselves a Radiant Life Gem. That is the upgraded version of the ones we currently have. I'm going to switch over to Estus Flasks here. I want to try to preserve as many of the consumables as possible. Until you use the Pharaoh's Lockstone to activate the contraption in this zone, which makes this area a lot easier, it lights the fire up in the lantern there, which will cause the enemies here who are afraid of light, like the one in front of me, to flee. And they will flee back inside of a building, making it much easier to traverse the area. Until then, I recommend caution, because they do hit hard. Because we have such high agility, we can, if we time it right, roll through pretty much all of their attacks. And they're easy enough to defeat with a simple backstab. We got ourselves a longsword, very nice. Another longsword. Oof. He swung at just the right time. Hello again, Gablan. Now, in the updated version, I would have, instead of going straight across like I did, I would have come across the bridge. It would have made it much easier to get to the farming location that I was just in. But unfortunately, in the original, you do have to traverse the entire thing to get there. Let's go ahead and switch over to our other weapons here and give them a try. Oops. Swung a little too early. Pretty good damage. Looks like about 190 per swing. Okay, nothing here to worry about. A couple enemies sitting at the table in here. Let's go ahead and take them out pretty quick. We have two more of the lurkers, as I call them, down bottom. So it seems like the stab, aside from doing slightly less damage, the only other downside to it, instead of double strike, I should say, is the double strike seems to stagger most enemies. A tattered cloth robe there. For any of you out there interested in pyromancy, those enemies that I was just fighting actually drop the pyromancy set. It will increase damage done by your pyromancy spells. So some may find interest in farming them for that. Just enough knockback to push these guys off the ledge here. Now you can go all the way out to the ship and farm the guys on the ship as well. I will not be doing that though. I don't see too much need for that. We do have our hands full with the enemies here though. Lure him away from the other archer so I don't have to worry about getting shot at with fire arrows. Oh, Varangian shield. Very nice. We've set off the ambush from inside, I believe. So they should be on their way out now. Oh, perhaps not. Oh, I almost fell down myself. Now, I believe he has set off the ambush downstairs. No, he only brought with him the one that was outside. Fantastic. Easy enough to defeat. The dog, however, has woken up the ambushers. Dog went back outside. Easy. And the contraption I was speaking of earlier is right here. It does use a Pharaoh's Lockstone. And right here behind it is actually an item on this ledge. Soul of a Proud Knight and 3 small, smooth, and silky stones. Those small, smooth, and silky stones are used at the Raven's Nest in the tutorial zone. Alright, and I think we have enough souls now to stock up on our healing items. They cost about 300 per.
I knew you'd be back.
We can buy 37 of them, and why not?
Thank you kindly.
Alright, let's go ahead and give the boss one more try here. Oof, activated the dog. Slowly going to go through and clear these guys out once again. Didn't anticipate him blowing that up. Alright, let's go ahead and pop a healing item here before we open the door. Try to bottleneck them here in the hallway and get out of the way before they start swinging. Oh, got caught in all of that. Just enough stamina to finish them off. Cleared once again. Let's go ahead and switch over to our secondary weapons here. Staggered him. Oops, fell off once again. They are quite fast. The inability to know which enemy's health is at the lowest is probably the biggest challenge of this fight. Hard to take a swing. Okay, so we now know the enemy here is the one with the lowest health bar. Now it's just a matter of getting them to the point where I can hit them. That is my least favorite attack. If there's only 2 of them, it makes it a little bit easier. Unfortunately, when you're too close, there just isn't much you can really do. Got caught in an animation there. We have one of them almost dead. Ooh. Unfortunately, I was knocked down. Couldn't get out of that one. Ooh, bad timing on the heal there. The only one with a shield remaining is the one with the lowest health. Easy to keep track of. Almost thinking about taking him out there. Oh, looks like that's it. Right, and that brings us to the end of today's playthrough. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe. It helps my channel out a lot. Or feel free to check me out on Twitch and toss me a follow. I stream 5 days a week between 8:30 and 9:30 EST. And if you miss me one day, don't fret. You can catch me the next. All right. Until next time.